Okay, so now continue with the recipe topics. We're going to go to aggregate and windowing functions. So let's go, and again, for this particular section, we are going to upload a new data set. So this data set is going to be based on a CSV file. This is available in the training link for the files. And this particular data set is called Advanced Campfire Snapshots. So what this data set has, it's a sample data set that has multiple snapshots of the same 6 rows or 6 opportunities. So we have 6 opportunities here, or 5 actually, 1 to 5. And we're taking snapshots on a certain date, and then we are taking another snapshot on another date, and so forth, multiple dates. So it's like the trending data sets, or any time you want to track what happened to my records of my data. So we're gonna hit, again, it just has snapshot date, the name, stage, amount. These may differ between one snapshot and the other. We're gonna hit upload file, and it's gonna create this particular data set. Now, while this is being prepped, let's go again to the data manager. I'll call it from there, or load it from my recipe. I want to go back to recipes and hit on recipes right here, and I want to create a new recipe. Now, I do want to talk a bit about the aggregate while that data set is loading. So let's just select data right here. And if you recall, again, up owner account that we have been creating. So we can go and look for it, or I can just search here. So I'm also looking at the date stamp. This is where I can just kind of identify it quickly. This is the one we just created from the final join with the external data set or the lookup. I can go back all the way to the previous one, the one we started with. So we have up on our accounts, we have this guy, we have this one. This is the one we started with, April 9. So if I click on this briefly and hit next, now this has opportunities, owner, and accounts. The level is opportunity, O1, O2, O3, O4, and this may belongs to account 1. All of these are account 1s. So this might be 50K, this might be 100, and this is 50. Let's say I wanted to do some calculation aggregate level. I wanted to bring to each row the total of that account, 50, 150. So I wanted to bring 200, maybe to do a percentage. Let's say, this is 25%, 50%, 25%. So for that, one of the ways we can do this is actually do an aggregate. And I'm just going to show to you here really quick that you can say, I can add an aggregate, and I can say, I want to aggregate to the sum of the amount, and I want to group by account, or let's use account ID or account name, doesn't matter, but just want to show you here account name. So now I have the aggregate of all of my rows up to the account level. So when I hit apply, I have this aggregate that I can rejoin back to that input node, right? Now, you can't just drag and drop it here. If you do a transformation or you add just an empty node, you might get away with kind of, again, just rejoining it back to that data set. But what I'm going to do is actually load it again, just to show you one way. By the way, I need to hit here. Okay, this is apply. Hit one more time, open our account, the same data set. It's the same data set. I'm calling it again. That's fine. And what I'm going to do is try to grab this and join it right there. And that will be on the account. Yep, account ID, account name. And I'm calling it an aggregate. So, call call aggregate, that's fine. Just want to show you the date. It's a lookup because every record from my opportunity, account one, even if it repeats, it will go to the other aggregate, and there's only one record. The aggregate has one record per account, so no problem if I use a lookup here. And again, if I hit here, apply, and if I add let's add just transformation. I just want to show you that I have that data at least in the preview mode. So you can see now I am having my original amount, 985 for this particular record, and it's only one account, 9885. Now if I go down, for example, this one, this is an opportunity, and it belongs to this account. This account has multiple opportunities. Actually, it has all these three. I can see them right here. So I have the aggregate sitting here. If I wanted to do a calculation like percentage, I can just simply say custom formula. And let's say I wanted, again, that particular, so amount is my amount of the opportunity divided by, now we didn't rename this guy, we kept it sum of amount. We should have called it something else, but that's fine, sum of amount. And this would be a percentage. I don't have the option here, so I can just multiply by 100 for now. If I wanted that, so I can multiply by 100. And this would be a number, numeric. I don't want decimals, and I don't think the percent is going to be more than 3 digits. So this would be, up amount percent. Or let's call it account because it is the level of an account. So we'll call it account right here. We hit apply. And now I just got an aggregate amount. So you can see here, 15%, 85, 14. I can format this under the fields or the dataset XMD, so I'm not worried about showing percentage. But what I did here is I added that. So I did an aggregate, I added it back to the main data set. Now I can add an output and say, for example, this would be, let's call it opportunity with aggregated account amount percent. Let's call it just percent like this. And this would be control copy. And I'm just pasting it here without any spaces. I'm going to hit apply. And now I have my data set. So let me just run this and keep it for later. And that's how you use Aggregate. That's the most simple way to use Aggregate. It's a very powerful thing. You could use it for use cases where maybe you have on a dashboard, I have my numbers and I see my team or my region number, but I'm not supposed to explore into this or see other people's numbers. So this would be based on the aggregated data set alone. The rest of the dashboard would be based on the regular data set. So it's kind of a security mask. You can think about it. Sometimes it's just for performance. You don't need all of the that level of data, maybe not at the SKU level. So you will kind of aggregate it to a higher level, etc., etc. All right. So that was a use case about aggregates. We're gonna go back. I will close this, and my monitor probably is running again the second job. We are going to create now a new recipe again, and this recipe is going to deal with that advanced snapshot data set. So I'm going to hit create recipe right here, and again select data, and this is the advanced snapshot right here. I've actually created it twice today, so I'm going to pick this one and hit next. And so right now this data is just the snapshots, right? So I have 5 rows, 5 opportunities across 6 days or 6 dates or 6 months. And let's say what I wanted to do is calculate some of the previous amount. What's changing, right? I want to insert that on the record level. So I'm going to add a transformation here again. Now this transformation is going to go to windowing functions. What windowing means. So think about it this way. This happened on 2018-01. And what I want to do here is next trend, which is right here, next snapshot right here. This is that opportunity. I want to add a new field that tells me the previous amount. So right here, the previous amount is 5,000. I'm looking at it right here. And for this guy is 4,000. Now for this guy, the previous amount was so actually 300,000. Now it's 350. So I just want to track these things down right here. So one way to do this is to go to f(x) again, hit custom formula, and this time I'm going to say multiple row formula, because what we've been doing so far is just looking at each row, at the values, case this, that, and doing some calculation at the row level. Windowing functions allow you to go up and down. So I'm going to enable this here, and I'm going to go and say, what do I want? I want the previous value. Now the previous is lag, and since we're talking about windowing functions, keep in mind this helpful link. So this is the main help link. It's the integrate recipe window functions, or you can just simply scroll down. So again, go to Tableau CRM, prepare data and load, go down to design data sets from recipes, design data sets with data prep recipes, clean and transform, create with data prep, scroll down, nodes, and you're going to go all the way to windowing transformation. I probably missed it, but it's right here. Okay, so the reason I'm telling you, you want to go right here. So under formula, transformation, go to windowing functions. The reason it explains or tells you what the keywords mean. So current, dense rank, first value of that partition, lag is the previous, last value is the last value in that partition, last record, lead, rank, etc. All right. In my case, it's pretty simple. I want the previous. Now, if I look now at this guy right here, right now the previous is not the right previous. It's Acme 1. I need Acme 1, all of them together. I need all Acme 1 with the right order. Then I'm able to look at the previous amount. So the way to do this is this keyword here, partition. Now here I am partitioning by the opportunity name. Why? Because I am talking about opportunities. What's their previous stage? What's their previous amount? I can order by the snapshot date. So I want it ordered ascending because I'm looking at it historically, right? So I want Acme 1, 1, 1, 1, on 2018 1, then on 2, then on 3, then on 4, which are right here, 3 and 4 and 5. If I order this data like this, then I'm able to look at the previous. So if I go here and say lag, lag of the field amount, that will give me the previous amount. Very simple. If I ordered everything correctly here, and the output type is a numeric, it's an amount. Let's keep precision 8, for example. And I don't want decimals. There's no decimals. And default value, the first one I'm going to leave it nothing, just to show you, how it appears. And I'm going to call this previous amount right here. So now I hit apply, and I have previous amount. So notice for the first row, there's nothing. So previous row, there's nothing. It gives me null, nothing. Null is not 0. That's different. So just keep that in mind. But now I'm looking at all my Acme 1, all my Acme 2, and I'm looking at the previous records and put the previous amount. Previous amount right here, right here, right here. We stop here. All right, let's do this for stage, for example. So we're going to go back to custom formula. And again, multiple row, and this is going to be lag. I just know it, because I've done this before. We're looking at the previous stage, and partition by op name, ordered by date, snapshot date. It's ascending. The output is a text. I might say not available NA if it's, I don't want, null, I want NA. This is the difference here. And this is again previous stage. And if I hit apply, again, I have that new column right there. This time I have NA. And I can keep going on. For example, I can actually go now one more time to custom formula and lag, and I can do some amount differences, right? So if I wanted to, I could literally say lag amount, so previous amount minus current amount, and I can see the difference. Did it go up or not? And again, I will have to do the right order by snapshot date ascending, and even I can do stuff like did it go up or did it go down? So like we could say case when lag amount minus current amount is less than 0, less than, or let's say less than or equal to 0, then down, else I'm gonna call it up. So went up, and that would be this time it's a text, and again there is an else, so no problem. Yeah, so if 0 is fine, and then we can call this like amount went up or down, again something like this. I can hit apply, and again so I missed the A, so this is very important. It's capital A, not small letter A, and I hit apply, and again I can see that going up, down, up, up. Now again, I didn't cover the null. This is why it was important here. Probably the nulls should have replaced it by 0 or not available, or in my case statement I should have said, probably here I can go back, edit this transformation and say case when I'll add another one, which is when lag amount is null, then NA, when this and that. So now if I hit apply, now it's going to correctly say, look, there's nothing previous, it's not NA. And so forth. You can go over this multiple times. And do not forget, like usual, to, after you add all of your windowing functions here, to add an output node. And when you add an output node, just call it op owner account. This case, this is advanced, so we're going to call it advanced snapshots with previous info, just like this. And there you go. Then we'll hit apply, save and run. You can name the recipe something else. I'm just using the same name for simplicity here. And there you go. This is how you apply some of these windowing functions.